defensive performance last night for you guys?
I don't know. I think we played a desperate game. Obviously, was a must-win game for us. So everybody, offered their body, blocked shots, and I think Waller did a really good job in that too. So just a great overall performance by our team.
What stands out to you about Joe? You know him well, but just about what he's done, in these playoffs so far.
First and foremost, he's a really good guy. But his work ethic, works extremely hard. I think he's looked good all year, regular season, and obviously stepped up big last night. So, everybody's happy for him. Got his first playoff win, so played a big game.
What was the mood around the team? This morning, you guys have to park that pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about just focusing on one game at a time, and obviously good win yesterday, but focus is on tomorrow and to get the win there.
How have you felt since you've been back in the lineup?
Felt pretty good yesterday. I feel I've been struggling a little bit with consistency, but I felt good yesterday. Try to build from that.
You made a nice play in the lead up to the Marner game-winning goal. Just how did you see that sequence play out?
I don't know. I think I just had a good gap. The puck was kind of a 50-50 puck, and just try to keep the puck in zone, and saw Mitchie down low, and thought better if he has the puck than me, so I gave it to him.
Do you feel like at this point this team knows what they need to do, and now it's just a matter of executing it in the next game?
Yeah, I mean it's tough in playoffs sometimes with momentum swings and all that, but I think like every game's been close. Obviously yesterday we came out on top, and I think performance like yesterday is what we need to play like to get the wins. I mean they have a good goalie, we have good goalies, so just play good defense and capitalize on the chance we get.
What stood out to you about William last night?
Yeah, he was working hard. I think all our forwards yesterday did a good job of back checking and helping out the RD. So I think everyone played a good game. It's fun to see when he works that hard.
What can the team take away from last night's performance as you move up to Game 5?
Yeah, obviously I think we played with a great urgency. Getting that lead, playing the right way with the lead, went through, and it's a big win. We wanted to bring the series back to Toronto, and now that shifts. It's get the win there and bring the series back down here.
You guys have, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just.
What do you guys have to do? I mean, you guys got the win, but it's 6 straight games with 2 goals. Like, what do you have to do to sort of generate a little bit more?
Yeah, last night obviously was good enough to win. We got to keep making it tough on them. I think the more traffic we can get, getting pucks and bodies to the net and creating that havoc around there, it's going to be better. I think too, power play as well. It was nice to get some opportunities last game. Obviously we get one on it, but that's something we got to generate on and get chances that way.
It's sort of easy to say that we're just looking at one game. How easy or hard is it to mentally just focus on what you have in front of you?
Well, I think being the situation that it is, that if we don't win, we're done, and so I think that helps narrow the focus. That we really don't have the luxury of looking too far ahead. It has to be, get the next win and stay alive. So I think that helps a lot.
They've talked about how they don't feel pressure that they're the 8th seed, limped in. Do you feel like the pressure dynamic changes a bit now with this last result?
No, not really. I think it's something too for us. It's something we're not worried about. It's, like I said, we're fighting for our lives, and the pressure's on them. We have nothing to lose, and that's, the way we played. I thought, it was like that. Everyone did whatever they possibly could to win that game, and we're gonna have to even up that again if we want to kind of get this next one.
Talk about sacrificing. Noel had, I think, 7 hits and 3 blocks. Takes one off the hand. So you played with him. Is this the time that's the kind of guy you need in your lineup?
Oh, absolutely. He had a phenomenal game. Like you said, he finished every check. So hard to play against, and he's putting his body on the line like that. And these blocks are, too. It's not wrist shots he's eating. He's eating these one-timers full on. It just, it was just such a important piece for us that does so much, and big reason why we won.
What about Joe coming in? Rookie, first start, first win.
You know, just watching him, the way, you know, warming up and stuff, how even keel he is, you know, confident but calm in there at all times. It's so impressive to come in for that, you know, that pressure of game and just do what he did. Only gives up one. Like, that's, you know, that's an amazing thing he did, and he's been yeah, all the games I've seen, he's just so calm in the net, and so, you know, it was a big part of that win.
In your experience, when you have a great game as a team, how tough is it to duplicate that? Because you do start back at square one when the puck drops the next night.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think obviously, you know, today we, you know, have some meetings and such, and, you know, the page already turned, and, you know, again, similar to what I said before, we don't have the luxury of looking too far ahead. It's just, you know, we're fighting for our lives here. We know it's going to be up to another level. You know, they're going to respond, and, you know, we have to respond on top of that. We have to get home and use the energy of home and come out with just urgency and desperation and physicality, and use kind of, you know, really kind of spark ourselves there.
Core guys were taking a lot of heat after Game 3. Yeah, Nylander and Marner score. John's making a huge shot block. Austin's doing his two-way thing. Like, what stood out about their performance last night?
Oh, I thought, you know, all those guys were, like you said, just the desperation they had, doing everything possible, and the finishing checks, the blocking shots. You know, not just them. I thought everyone in general. We all played, and like we're unified in that way with that urgency, doing whatever it takes, and, you know, that's, you know, so important for us going forward.
What was your view of the greatest hit on camp there?
It's, you know, just a little late hit. You know, is what it is. It's yeah, obviously dangerous play, but, you know, it is what it is.
How are you feeling physically? I mean, everyone's got bumps and bruises, but how are you feeling?
I feel good. Yeah, I feel, you know, obviously it's a grind out there. Yeah, you don't leave a game feeling great. You know, you're exhausted every time, but that's playoff hockey. It's, you know, the most fun time of the year, and yeah, it's only going to get tougher.
What did you see in the lead up to the Marner goal? Obviously, you played a critical role as the net front presence there.
Yeah, just you know, I thought obviously did a good job, just hunted the puck. You know, as a group, got it back. Did a good job just kind of moving around the zone, and, you know, as he kind of climbs high, I'm just trying to get, you know, get in the way, you know, be the screen, and he just makes a great shot through there. But yeah, it was just you know, good ozone. Just, I think everyone was doing well, moving with the puck, and, you know, that's where, you know, chances come from.
You've seen Sam Bennett over the years. What kind of a challenge does he present?
Yeah, he's a guy that, you know, I think does everything well. You know, he's great with the puck, but he's physical. He plays a very hard game. He's tough in the face-off circle. Just yeah, he's kind of a guy that does everything that you can't. You know, can't have any casual moments against him. You know, you always know it's going to be it's going to be a physical battle against him.
What have you guys done well against that line? Because they obviously had that big game one, but it's been quiet for them the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think as a group, well, I just think in better. I think we've been a little more detailed defensively as a group, and again, that's going to even heighten even more. But you know, as a group, I think guys are protecting them a little more. We're on our toes. I think defending more, being a little quicker to close, and when you can do that, that's going to shut down, you know, momentum for lines from there.
What can you tell us about, I guess, Ilya's status moving forward here?
Haven't heard an update today on how he's doing, but obviously he hasn't skated, and we're not skating today, so, you know, we'll see where he's at tomorrow. But as of right now, it's Joe Wall and Matt Murray that are available.
And Matthew Knies, I know he was probably unlikely for the series, only officially been ruled out of these two games, but where's he at?
He's improved a lot. He's been with us here on the trip and getting lots of treatment and all of that, and he's improved a lot. Also hasn't skated either, so he's been exercising and things of that nature. So, you know, he'll continue to progress, but again, at this point, not available for tomorrow.
Just to be clear, Joe's going to start tomorrow at this point.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Right. Sam is not available, sure. so it would be Joe again at this point.
On reflection, did you see anything from the tape that you didn't see from the bench last night about the performance that you liked or maybe didn't like?
Well, I mean, again, it's a very close hockey game. Both teams, I thought, played really hard. Both teams didn't give up a lot. But I thought our urgency defensively was very evident and really came through on video as well. And then, you know, we scored enough goals to win the game, and that's probably what I like best about the game, to be honest, is because we haven't scored a lot here in this series, but we've been in positions to win games despite not scoring a lot. We've had leads, and we've made mistakes that we didn't make in the previous series that cost us, and we didn't do that yesterday. And if we did happen to make a small mistake here or there, the urgency to cover that up in terms of shot blocking and defending, second, third efforts was really evident. And when you do that, you have the ability to win 1-0 or 2-1, and if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes.
In terms of the guys sacrificing, I think Noel had 7 hits, 3 block shots, 1 off the glove or hand. What, just a guy like that? That's just the guy you need at this time of year, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, that's what he's known for. He's made a career of that, but he certainly brought that to us. You know, a guy that knows exactly who he is, knows exactly what he can do to help our team win games. And for every shift that you give him, he gives you absolutely everything that he has. And I do think that sort of thing is contagious and infectious, sets a real high standard for the group, and you know, he just does it night in, night out.
They've talked consistently about how they don't feel like there's any pressure on them as like the 8th seed that limped in. Ryan was just telling us, you know, now you guys are kind of in that free spot, you know, because no one really thinks you can come back from 3-0. I'm just wondering, a result like last night, how do you feel like that maybe changes the dynamic of the pressure game?
Well, it's still, you know, Florida's still in a very favorable position here, so, you know, there is that, of course. But you know, we're bringing this series back to Toronto, which is what we wanted to do. We're making them having to fly to Toronto and play us on the road. So, like we talked about, we want to build positive momentum. I believe we've done that. Now you need to be able to maintain it and look to make them uncomfortable. Obviously, we get one more, and then it's coming back here to Florida. Then things perhaps shift a little bit in terms of pressure or what have you. But both teams have been playing real hard in this series. There's not a whole lot between the two teams, so we expect another hard-fought game. And both teams want to win. Both teams want to advance. So there's pressure in that just in and of itself.
What was your view of the Gudas hit on camp there?
I don't have audio when we watch the video back, so I don't know exactly when the whistle blew, but that's a hit on a guy that, you know, he knows the play is either has ended or is ending, and obviously, to me, that's a hit with no intention other than to hurt the player. So, you know, there's a lot of violence to it, but Happy Dave's okay.
In terms of the 2 goals was enough last night, but how do you guys generate just a little bit more?
Yeah, like, you know, obviously we'd like to be able to get more pucks to the net, but they're defending very well. You know, we got to make good on the chances we do have. We were in alone a couple times last night and couldn't make good on those chances. You know, there's been times in this series when there's been an abundance of chances, and you know, you wouldn't really change much in terms of what you are doing to get those chances. And then since coming on the road here, it's been harder. Florida's defended very well here in the last 2 games, and it's going to change the flow of the series a little bit in terms of there was a lot of chances happening, and then, you know, game 3 not as much, and even less yesterday. So, you know, we need to stay with it offensively, but as we showed yesterday, we have to do so with a foundation defensively that just takes care of our team and gives us a chance to win games. And, you know, if we can just continue to be 1 goal better, we'll take that.
What have you liked about how the team, like the Kachuk line, that group, they had a big game 1 or a noticeable game 1 for sure? Like, what do you like about how you guys handled them the last little bit, kept them a little more quiet?
Yeah, I think some of the adjustments that we made after the game 1 have really helped us playing against that line, but they're obviously still very dangerous, and we have to stay with it shift to shift. You know, while we've maybe done a good job at 5-on-5 against that line, you know, the Barkov line is, in these last 2 games, has really taken off on us. So, yeah, they got a lot of depth, and I think that's sort of a understated thing coming into this, is that their skill and their depth offensively is significant. You know, they've got the Barkov and Bennett line, and then you got a 30-goal, 80-point guy on the 3rd line there in Reinhardt. So, you know, they've got a lot of depth there offensively, and it's a real challenge for our guys defensively, and we've really learned that. And I think the guys have adjusted it well, but obviously that has to continue. Reality is we kept our season alive yesterday, but big picture, we haven't accomplished really anything here quite yet other than extending our season and giving us a chance to continue to build our positive momentum.